how long they give you, how long you been down, man. If you know you wrongfully convicted, don't give up.
Yeah, keep
man.
fighting
You
that
gotta
fight.
stay fighting.
Don't ever give up. Keep fighting.
This man fought 13, 14 years for his freedom, and he got it. It wasn't expeditious or nothing like that. It was a long, hard road. It cost a lot of money, a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood behind it.
A lot of support.
A lot of support, but he's back.
You are now locked into the Point Makers podcast with the Davis brothers, Darren and Demetrius. Now, let's get into it.
Rest in peace, Belski. Yo, what's good in the hood, everybody? We back at you once again. It's the Davis brothers with another episode of the Point Makers podcast, man. Today, we got an interesting topic. We got our homeboy Soda Pop here,
Yes,
wrongfully convicted of a murder in San Francisco back in 1990 and was exonerated in, what year was that?
2003.
2003. So he did 13 years on a murder he didn't commit, rather.
Yeah.
Convicted on a murder he did not commit. So this is going to be an interesting topic for y'all. Everybody keep your ears and eyes open. We got a lot to tell you. Go ahead, Pop, take it over.
Oh, like you said, yeah, I'm Soda Pop. My real name's Antione Goff. For those that went to school with me, some call me Anton.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was wrongfully convicted on the murder I didn't do. I did 13 and some change, that I didn't do, and I'm here now, telling my story.
Okay. Well, look, what were some of the things that you was interested in, what you was doing in 89, 90 around that time? Because I hung with you a lot, so I know a lot of stuff that you was doing. Because a lot of stuff you was doing, I was doing too. But let the people know kind of stuff what we was doing back then around that time.
At that time, I was hanging with y'all at that time.
Yeah, we was having most fun. I remember one time though, what we was at the Davis College, remember that?
Oh, UC Davis.
And that was Black Family Day. And you was one of the first dudes to catch on to the electric slide in like 3-4 minutes.
Had the whole hood doing it.
Yeah, the whole hood going like, look at Pop out here, man. He electric slide in a matter of minutes, though. You caught that on real quick, man. So I know you had a good mind back then. Picked up on stuff real quickly.
Yeah, but at that time, motherfucker was caught up in the streets.
Right.
True that.
Right.
Yeah, we was.
But just trying to survive, have a few dollars in his pockets, mess with the females.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too. How you go up in their house and make sandwiches and shit like that, man. We going up in these brides' house, we barely made. Now Pop in the kitchen making sandwiches and shit like that, man.
Hey, I got a story to tell you because you didn't go to the repast for Vail funeral, did you?
Nuh-uh.
Nah,
Oh man, guess who was there? Remember the day the gang task force I was in your car and the gang in your Granada?
Nah, he was at the repast. What do you?
Nah, you wasn't in Hayward, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Was you there?
Oh, Hayward, but I left. I left
okay,
early.
you left early.
I left early.
Okay, look.
Y'all was telling them stories still.
Yeah, one of the chicks that was in the house. Remember when they snatched me in your car?
Oh, no, I seen her. I seen her.
Oh.
I forgot that was her, though.
Hey, yeah, so look, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, right? So I'm in this dude's car, right? I'm sliding back to the house, and we had this little alley that was in our little apartment complex that you go through. It was really supposed to be a one-way, but we used it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all our cars was hot. The gang task force was on us because they was labeling us as gang members when we wasn't really gang members. We was just homeboys that hung together, got money together, and, we did everything we did together.
They classify that as a gang.
Yeah,
anyway.
they classify that as a gang, especially
gang.
when you're black
That's
or brown.
gang. What was it like if you gathered 5 or more people? Was
3 or more.
Considered
Three
a
or
gang?
more.
3 or more, yeah.
3 or more.
So,
There used to be 5, 6 of us on a daily basis. So
probably more than that, huh?
yeah, we was
So,
always considered-
so they catch me. They take me out the car. I got about 50 keys on a key ring. So they put me in the paddy wagon, and me, Soda Pop, few other homeboys is in the house with some girls. They entertaining some females in the house, right? So the gang task force, I got search and seizure. I got 1035 search and seizure. So they trying to pop the gate open with the key. Like I said, I had 50 of them, so it took them a while to get there.
Yeah.
So by the time they opened the door, Pop and Beachy and them jumped out the back window and they gone. They leave the chicks in the house, right? They open the door, flip over the couches and find guns, and the girls get to scream. I was here with Soda Pop.
Yeah,
And
they telling on me.
That ain't how they really viewed that story, though, because what they said, I guess it was a while ago, so I guess that really did what happened. They say, I looked out the peephole, saw it was the police, broke up the stairs, jumped out, grabbed the shit, then broke out the back window.
No, I looked up the peephole and I went and told you, and the police was at the door, double. And I thought you went upstairs to go check on a few things.
Man. I jumped out the window.
You went jumped out the window.
Because you got to understand this, man.
So I wouldn't look. I said, man, Michi gone. And then everybody followed me, but the girls.
But no, you got to understand this. Our whole family was going to jail around that time. You know, and eventually I did get caught up. I went to prison, you know, like we all did. But I wasn't trying to go to jail.
No.
You know, I was flight risk. I'm running. You know.
Yeah.
No, you did the right thing.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going.
We was wild then,
I thought y'all was going to take suit right when I flew out there.
No, we was just a few seconds behind y'all on it. That's all.
Because we was wild, man. You know, we was really hot boys back then, though, man.
I do remember that.
You know, the police really, you know, we was labeled, you know, and some of the things we did, some of the things we didn't do, you know, but we was labeled, you know, and so, you know, I just want to speak on, you know, the climate of the city as far as the turf wars or gang wars or whatever they wanted to call it. You know, like it started off, you know, like with us, and this go back to probably when we were children. Our parents or older uncles or older cousins or something had problems with guys from across town, which is the Western Addition Fillmore, where we from Hunters Point. So therefore, you know, and like you had family in all three areas.
Yeah.
You know, I only had family in Sunnydale. I didn't have no family for real in Fillmore. You know, I had a few of my father's side over there, but that's a small faction of my family. Most of my family was in Hunters Point and Sunnydale or the Towers, right?
A lot of people over there.
Yeah, most of my family from the mall.
Right, exactly. And then you had a couple in the swamp in Sunnydale as well. Yeah. So, you know, it was always rough on you because, man, you know, we your homeboys, that's Pop cousin. We can't do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But, you know, that's the respect we have for each other. Yeah, if it was one of my folks, it was, you know, things ran the same way. Yeah. So back to what we're saying, though, you know, so we always had this beef with Fillmore because that's cross town. That's like, say, Compton and Watts beefing or
something similar.
West Oakland and East Oakland or something because we are totally across town. Sunnydale was right there next to us all the time.
Yeah, the Sunnydale dudes I used to play with and hang with and stuff. You know, I used to go on hikes with the Sunnydale cats. You know, I considered them really my friends back then.
But you got to realize we was the two biggest black communities.
Right.
Yeah. Hunters Point
Point Fillmore.
Yeah, right.
We were.
So, you know, they always was going to, you know, clash.
This is going to clash, right. And then, you know, it didn't make it no better. The little renegade chicks that ran and turf hopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That made it a lot worse.
That always stirred the pot. You know what I'm saying? So, after a while, what would you say, man? It was 1988, I think, is when Sunnydale and Fillmore hooked up. Because Sunnydale, Hunters Point and Sunnydale was always considered to be one. There was always a little tension because it was two different things.
A little,
but we was always like on the same side.
Yeah, we majority cool because a lot of dudes from Sunnydale went to school with people from Hunters Point and we hung out at the same place. Like I said, I used to be in Sunnydale a lot before the beef started, and then after the beef started, you know, I had to choose my side. I mean, I got people that I consider my folks over in Sunnydale, but I really ain't going over there too much no more.
Yeah, but you gotta realize it was that whole side of San Francisco of the black communities that was all cool with each other.
Yeah, because
from Hunters Point to Sunnydale to the Tower, to Geneva Tower.
We was always cool with Lakeview too, though.
We were all cool.
No, we wasn't. Not really. Lakeview and Patrol Hill kind of like sat on their own.
For a minute.
Yeah, for a minute. Because remember what got us cool with Lakeview was the fact that Sunnydale and Fillmore clicked up and they were smashing on Lakeview. So Lakeview, you know, like, okay, we took them under our wing.
Yeah, I do kind of take that back because I went to Abraham Lincoln. Going to Lincoln, you know, I had, you know, a few incidents because I was a Hunters Point dude in a Lakeview school. So, and then, like you say, them girls, they going back and forth with us and back and forth with them, and they starting all this animosity. Come mess with me, then say something about dude, and then say it back to forth, and you know that was starting a bunch of stuff. So
Pop, how did you feel about the change in the climate? Like when because I remember you never really liked Sunnydale much.
True.
You never really did.
True.
You know, and I'm going to keep it 100. You know, and you used to be like, Dub, you always saving them niggas. You didn't really like them much.
No, when they, you know, just, you know, the time and the era, when they became enemies, and, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't lie to you, they was they wasn't a big turf, but they stuck together and they were strong.
Yeah, they were strong. They were.
And you know, you had to be able to rock through that, you know, and all that.
I know.
With some of them cats, you know.
And what it was, I think, y'all, was the fact that they knew us so well.
Yeah, and then they knew who was the ones.
Right.
They knew who they could pick on, who they could not pick on, who to be afraid of, who to be aware of. They knew all that because they hung with us, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then, because I'll never forget, right? You know, like I said, we always grew up, Fillmore was an enemy because it was another side of the city. A lot of times you didn't even know a lot of them. You did because, like I said, you had family over there.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you didn't even really know them. You just knew they was from another side of town. But I'll never forget. And was it you? It might have been you and Feel Good. Y'all came and got me and said, the Fillmore niggas is hanging out in Sunnydale. Nigga, gone with that shit.
That was hard to believe at the time.
That'll never happen. Nigga, yes it is. And I believe it was you.
Probably.
And I jumped in the car. You was like, come on. And we rode over there, and all the Fillmore cats was hanging out in Sunnydale. That shit kind of broke my heart. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, oh, these niggas is pointing no return now.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't all of this. It was like half and half for the Sunnydale.
Right.
That was, you know, accepted it, was cool with it, but then it was half, you know.
Right.
That
right.
still like felt a certain way about it.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, I was hurt. Because I was still holding on to like, because that was around the time when, you know, when Cool Raul and Peter Lee had got into it, we was hoping, since it wasn't no gunplay, that we could patch it together because it was a fight. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, they fell out over a female. You know, one guy caught feelings.
Yeah. But broke it open was that on 3rd that day.
Which one?
What are you talking about? With Nard?
With Nard and
and the other dude,
and Rodney O and all that.
Right.
That from there, you know,
because that's when the first shooting jumped off.
That's when Black
C lost his eyes.
Yeah, that was before Cheap Charlie then.
Way before all of
it.
That
was before Cheap. That's when they had came through and they was doing a bunch of shooting all over Hunters Point. They came down Harbor Road and with the gauge and that was before Cheap.
Exactly. So that's what stepped it up. And then, you know, after that was the Peter Lee incident. You know, where he came through and, you know, he got killed over on Bay Shore, and of course that was like one of Sunnydale's main generals at the time, you know.
Oh yeah, from that point, it was no, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't no turning back.
No turning back.
Yeah, it wasn't no turning back.
After that, then the Cheap Charlie incident happened.
Right. And then so, you know, that's what led up to it, you know. So after that, about a month or so later, they struck back.
I know it was in April. I don't know the exact date.
Pete got killed in March. April. Cheap Charlie got killed in April.
April. I remember it was hot as
in
hell.
88. I mean 89. I'm sorry.
It was down there 100 degrees that day.
No, that was the day we was all up at Winnie Young, had the little picnic.
Right.
Then everybody went down to 3rd right after that.
No, it died down and
we was throwing water balloons.
But I know it was hot.
That whole day, Cheap was asking us. I was riding with Lil Ronnie, and Cheap was asking us, man, let me get in. And we were shaking Cheap. And we finally let Cheap get in, and Cheap parked down there on the top of Harbor and jumped in the car with us, and we was rolling around. We pulled down on 3rd and seen Roshan and them. And she was in the car with about 4 or 5 females. We all jumped out the car. Me, Cheap, Dom, and Lil Ronnie.
Down there, I remember that.
And we saw, talking to the girls. And they missed everybody from up on the hill, and they came down the hill. What's that, Newcomb?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They come down Newcomb and caught us right there by the church and at the fire hydrant.
Yeah, by the Opera House.
Yeah. And they started lighting up on us, you know.
Right. And I'll never forget, that was like a cold night. Cheap was stretched out. We didn't even know if Don was gonna make it. Roshan was dead.
Yeah.
So we struck. They struck, and later on, what was that? It was August. Was it the same year or the next year?
What, 89? No,
the Coolie situation.
The situation for
that was was it 89 or 90?
89.
Okay, so
all this is the same year.
All it's the same year, 89. So then August of 89 is when cats from, wherever. We ain't gonna go too much in because it's a murder, so we ain't finna be doing no dry snitching. But that's when cats caught the dude Coolie from Sunnydale, and they ran him down and murdered him in cold blood as well.
Yeah.
Now, from that happening, as Salai found out, this is gang war. This is what's going on. But what I want you to elaborate on is how did you even? Because we know you weren't there.
Yeah, I know this.
We
for a
wasn't
fact.
there.
Yeah. So
how did you even get caught up in this?
No, well, just being a part of it, in the circle of it, the police stop taking a liking of you at some point in time, or start to get to know your name and all that. And so, my name started getting popular being around Lil Ronnie and hanging around Lil Ronnie, because Lil Ronnie had all the girls from all,
Right.
And, that's basically all.
I know, yeah.
All the cats was jealous of Ronnie was about because he had all the bitches.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah, pretty
the
much.
hot cars.
And but Ronnie was in the shit and with the shit too.
Right.
So fucking with Ronnie and then getting caught up, with the cheap thing. And when the cheap situation happened, 2 people got killed and like 9 people got shot. 9 or 11 people got shot.
Yeah, hella people got hit. Dom got hit.
And so they did investigation and interviewed about 70 people. Well, they could never interview me because they could never find me.
Right.
I had my mom's address on Ruel,
right,
but I wasn't living there.
Right.
And after months, they sent the task force out and was like, y'all go to his house, her mom's house, and they was about to raid it. And Dex, I don't know if y'all know, remember Dexter, but he lived next door, and he told them like only an old lady lived there, so they ain't breaking the door. But they told moms when she came from work, moms called me, cussing me out. You better go see them people. You know what moms do.
Right.
If they would have ran in my house, that'd have been your ass and whoop and all this shit.
Right.
So I finally went down there and seen them, and Hendricks and Sanders, the homicide inspectors. They basically tried to get me to want to tell, to snitch. And was like, you seen something. And I was like, I ain't seen nothing. And since I was young, they thought they could punk me. Yeah. And I stood my own. Like, I don't know what you talking about. I ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, they probably was mad at you because you wouldn't tell.
So from that point, they had it against me.
Right.
They was mad at me.
Right.
They thought they was gonna bully me and fuck over me.
Right.
And I wasn't going for that shit.
Right.
And from that point, the situation happened, some months later, and they put me and JJ together on the murder case. And till this day, me and JJ still trying to figure out how they put us together.
Yeah, because I know at that time, because I was fucking with you. We fucked with each other on a daily basis, and JJ cool people, but you didn't fuck with JJ every day like that. So how they gonna link you and JJ up together as going to do something like that? They didn't say me, Dub, or nobody else that we rocked with every day did it. They put you and JJ together like y'all the scapegoats, and we just gonna put this on y'all. That shit didn't really make no sense to me.
Yeah,
you gotta, go ahead.
It was a made up, throwed up case. And such and such.
And that shit stuck for a minute.
Really,
too.
how they from the court cases, how they put us together was they picked the green car, they picked the yellow car, and I used to have at one time a green Maverick. And JJ had the yellow Skylark.
Right.
But when they found out that my car was in the paint shop at the time the incident happened, JJ car was in the tow at the time that it happened, they went around the city and found another green Maverick and showed and said it was this car. They went and found another yellow car and said it was
showing it to the
car.
witnesses.
Showing it to the witnesses. Yeah. And that's how they was able. And they basically told the witnesses what to look for, so they knew how to just pick out them cars.
But wasn't them witnesses supposed to be minors at that time? They was youngsters?
They was 11, one was 11, one was 13.
So how you gonna even take their word like they even know what's going on?
Right. And that was insane because, and that's another thing like we're saying, it's not like, okay, let's just be honest. Back in them times, it was me, Meech, Soda Pop, Dom Dupree,
Mm-hmm.
KK, Damon Stewart, rest in peace.
Mm.
That's basically who Feel Good, when he was around.
Yeah.
That was our little unit. Charvel, Velsky,
Okay,
rest in
yeah,
peace, him too.
can't
Can't
forget
leave
Vel,
Vel
man.
out. Cannot.
Yeah.
Can't
You
leave
know,
Vel out.
rest in peace,
Nah,
Rest in
can't
peace,
leave
right.
Velsky. A boss
But
of that. Can't leave him out.
that was our crew. And we not, this ain't to be harsh or nothing, but we didn't really deal with too many other cats.
Yeah.
We loved y'all because we was all Hunters Point.
Especially if we was doing something
But
like
we
that.
didn't run together with
Yeah.
other dudes because it was our thing. We copped together, we hustled together, we smoked weed together, we went out to clubs together.
Yeah, we in the same house together.
We
the
hooked each other up
Shoreview, or
with
we
our
over
chicks'
here.
friends, and that's
yeah.
what we did.
Yeah.
So we knew that, of course, when they got you, which I want you to elaborate on the moment they got you too, but we knew when they got you that we was like, this some bullshit. Pop, I swear to God, we never even thought you'd do a week.
Nah, man. And then
we was like, what? We know he ain't,
I don't know if you guys,
Yeah,
you
but
say you really don't remember that, but we was up there in Shoreview playing Yo Bitch. Yo Bitch, it's like a game of horse, but we spelling out Yo Bitch, I ain't gonna elaborate too much on that.
Starting with the Y.
But Y, Yo Bitch. And they pulled up in a basketball court and talking about, we want to just talk to you. I was like, bro, don't get in that car. Don't get in that car. And when you jumped in the car, I ain't seen you for like 14 years after that?
Oh, yeah. But see, prior to that, they had been
they was looking for
me. They had been stopping it. They had been stopping me, searching me multiple times and all that. So, I'm thinking that's just a regular routine that they're gonna do again, try to threaten me again. Yeah, we know you did it and this and that, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I was the runner. I'm running. They get close to me, I'm going.
Because now to go back to the beginning of this podcast, that's why they pulled my black ass out your car. That's what they got me. Yeah, remember when they ran in the house when you jumped out the window? I was in his car. I was in his Granada.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I forgot that.
Because the little burgundy one, remember?
Yeah, okay.
I was in his Granada.
So they was gonna just put a case on you regardless.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
So it don't even matter if you did jump in the car that day.
I mean, because the homicide of the Hendricks and Sanders was the old police vets of the police. His case, basically our case, boosted him to come the chief of police of San Francisco.
Right.
On some bullshit.
On some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Just the political things up. They didn't care. They just wanted a conviction. That looked good on their record.
Right. Because they didn't have one for Cheap or Pete. They didn't have there was no
them is still
arrest. Them is still
unsolved
unsolved
murders,
murders,
right?
No, they what's the name of them went for that?
But no, they got exonerated too. Remember?
Well, not
they didn't.
Not PG.
Oh, okay.
So, but
he paroled.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
that is true. They
okay.
Yeah, I think
because I thought they reversed it. So I don't know.
No, he did. But he did get a reversal, but he took it. Then when he went back, he took a deal.
Oh, so he can get out.
So he can, do a few more years and then
come home.
Then he'll come home.
Okay.
Other boy, he got his case overturned.
Right.
Courtesy kind of, because of us.
Right.
He ended up with JJ lawyers.
Ah, okay, interesting. And it's just it was a trip because to this day, I really feel as though the funk wouldn't have turned up that much had it not been for the outside influences that went to Sunnydale, because we wasn't really pulling out on each other. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, it took it to another level. It's kind of like in-house, like how it is right now.
Right.
Where we from, just like we all know each other deeply, and but motherfuckers start funking with each other, and it's like they've been funking with each other like they've been funking for years, for hundreds of years.
Because it's more intense.
So that's kind of what happened with us in Sunnydale.
Right.
Kind of like we all was rocking with each other, doing dirt with each other, getting money with each other, and all that. Then all of a sudden, we started looking at each other as enemies, and before you know it, we out to want to kill each other and all this shit and all that, and it got more intense Then Fillmore.
Right,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we knew each other.
We
was
knew each
close,
other.
Right.
We
We
so
went to the
close to
same
each other, yeah.
schools, Woodrow Wilson and Balboa. You know, that was. I mean, we went to McAteer. Meach went to Lincoln. He had a little stint at Mac.
Hey, I went to Mac for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was finna say. I thought you went to
I
Mac.
went to Mac
They
for a minute.
kicked them
So
out
they
'cause of
kicked
me.
Dub out,
Oh.
and they told me to go with him.
Yeah, to take your brother with you.
I ain't did nothing.
Swear to God, they did.
I'm
Right.
freshman. Dub's supposed to have left Mac, and he didn't never go. So he's still hanging up at McAteer and running through the hallways and not going to class and nothing. They finally caught up with Dub.
And then when he pulled me in the office, right? Because the coach, Mr. Moore from Pelton.
Yeah, I remember him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
with the afro.
our counselor was a counselor from Pelton Junior High School, so he knew me and Meach, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, Davis, get in here. So he get me in the office.
Dub was supposed to go on that year. He wasn't supposed to come back.
Do not come back here.
He's starting too much
Go
shit.
to any school you want to, but don't come back here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to expel you, not going to kick you out or nothing. We're going to give you the chance over the summer to find you another school and enroll, and so it don't go on your record.
Dub ain't did none of that.
I ain't did none of that.
None of that. He go back to Mac the
I
next
go
year.
back to Mac.
With me there.
I don't give a damn.
With
right?
me there. He ain't leaving.
So I'm ditching and dodging through the halls, and he saw me, and then he dipped out. And when I walked straight, he bounced out on me, right? So he grabbed me, snatched me, take me in the office, he go on the computer now. Our initials are the same.
Yeah.
Darren Davis, Demetrius Davis. So it's D.A. Davis, which I'm going to be first because it's D.A., and then D.E., which is Demetrius. He looked, he said, wait a minute, your brother's here too? I'm like, oh, shit. He get on the phone. That's when they used to get on the phone, call your classroom.
Yeah, they called me out of class. I mean, I ain't even did shit. I was only there for like maybe first report card period was that 6
About
weeks?
90 days or something like that.
It was like a few weeks.
Yeah,
few
probably,
weeks.
yeah.
About a few
Meach
weeks.
ain't did nothing.
Meach ain't did
shit.
You
Not
gotta
yet.
go too. Oh, they scared.
He sent me to house, man. I'm walking through kicking lockers. I'm mad as
Oh,
hell.
man, they
I
kick
thought
him out on the
all the
campus.
years I'm at Pelton, I'm about to go to McAteer, right? And then they like, man, y'all can pick any school y'all want to go to, and we gonna send y'all there. I wasn't going to Wash or Gal, none of that shit.
And we had a
Still didn't want to go to
my
Wilson.
cousin Tyrell was
So
at
that's why
Lincoln.
you ended up at Lincoln?
Yeah.
My old brother went to Wilson. I mean, went to
Moms wasn't letting
Lincoln.
us go to Wilson.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to Wilson anyway. I didn't want to go to the drug.
But yeah, but you know, see,
that's how
that's
I
the
ended up
thing,
at
because you
Lincoln.
know, think about it. Hunters Point and Sunnydale was at Woodrow Wilson.
Mhm.
Hunters Point and Sunnydale was at Balboa.
Yeah.
You know, and with
Some-
Double Rock as well, and Lakeview.
And some at Mac.
And,
Yeah, son.
and some of Mac, but it wasn't that many Sunnydale cats at Mac.
No, not really.
Not really. So you knew each other, and a lot of them, you know, Sunnydale and Hunters Point and the Towers, got to include the Towers.
Yeah.
Those projects are not our mothers, but people's mothers interchanged those projects.
Yeah.
So you might have been born, when you was born, you lived in Sunnydale, but
Mhm.
as you 10 years old, moms moved you to Hunters Point. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Yeah.
So you kind of grew up
You
with
got roots
cats
in
on both ends.
sides.
Yeah,
And,
my brother dad is from the Tower.
right. And see, and it's like, when you fight your family, the fight is more intense than if you're fighting a stranger. That's how that was.
That's how that was.
You know, and it got really dirty. It got really messy, man. And I'm gonna be real with you. You know, a lot of people gonna be like, "Oh man," but them females stirred that shit up.
Yeah, that's what they don't know, that a lot of that drama came through females.
Yeah,
A lot of it.
because
Damn
when
near
the
mostly all of
when
it.
the crack hit, because let's keep it 100, right? Before crack came out, when we were selling weed on 3rd Street and stuff like that, hanging at Jolie Gym, Hunters Point and Fillmore was always, and Lakeview too, because Lakeview didn't have no projects, so they had all the professional parents over there with the
they had
houses
them one
and
little
everything,
apartments,
right?
though. That's
Yeah,
it. They got
on Randolph, yeah.
That's it.
You know, but Hunters Point and Fillmore, that's the big black community. So we was always, fly. Fillmore, they always try to overdress us. We had our own little style, you know what I'm saying, which was clean, but it was kind of like conservative. And the Swamp Cats was like the real, like grimy project dudes.
Yeah.
So, but we loved them anyway, because like I said, it was our folks. So when crack came out, it evened the playing field.
Yeah,
Everybody started getting money.
Everybody.
So now the cats from Sunnydale, who was like not really getting looked at, you know what I'm saying? Now they shining.
Yeah.
They shining. And so now they messing with the chicks that the guys on our side been having, and that causes the conflicts.
Yeah,
You know?
And that's where that Charlene situation came in at.
Yeah, that's where that situation came from, you know?
Yeah.
And
Playing 2 ends to the middle.
right.
Yeah.
You know, and so back to the to the framing of you and JJ, like, so go into detail about what they actually used and how they manipulated the witnesses and everything to even get this conviction.
So like I said, they used them cars as an identification for the females to pick out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did a dirty lineup. They did an illegal lineup on us with them. One day they picked them up from Sunnydale, and they drove around Sunnydale and all the, Visitation Valley area and everything, and they was telling them things, or they was coaching them what to say and all that, and then they gave them some pictures while they was sitting in the back seat. They gave them some pictures to look at, and they was like, pick who you see. By this time, the police had been saying my name and saying they were saying Soda Pop.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying JJ name. They rung that in their ear, and then a couple of Sunnydale people was pushing them to say our names.
Right.
And so they from that point, when they got the pictures, our real names, and they look in the back of it, our real names and our nicknames is on the picture.
Oh,
so when they picked them out, that was the lineup for them to pick us out. So that's how they knew to pick us out. So that's how they got familiar with our face. They never knew who we were.
Yeah, they look on the back of the picture. And now they know who they supposed to say who it is because of the picture.
And then when you get arrested and you're sitting in the courtroom and you're the only person in the courtroom with
the
orange
jumpsuit. Right.
You the defendant.
Yeah, they can see you. They can see your face and all that. So like in the preliminary hearing, when they came, you could see they could see your face and all that, and but by this time they telling us the stories and everything. So by this time it was a weak case, but I ain't never had been to jail before. No. I had never caught a case before.
Yeah, you might have got arrested, but you ain't never did no time.
No time. Mm-hmm. So by this thing, I'm thinking that the court system gonna work its way out, and they gonna see, it's gonna be some justice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took it serious, but I didn't take it serious.
Because you knew you didn't.
Because I knew I didn't. Because
I ain't did this shit. So how y'all gonna put me in jail for some shit that I know I didn't do?
So they basically, it was a speedy trial without being a speedy trial.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
We know.
And on some weak evidence, basically it was the female testimony, and then basically the jury believing what the police say.
So you did end up getting convicted, right?
Yes.
So how did you feel though when they told you that you was guilty about this?
Oh, that's when it really hit me. That's when these
young nigga, you about to go to the pen. I remember you was High Desert, right?
You see the tears start, in the courtroom, start crying and all that. I'm finna go to prison. But from that point, it was a moment, but for a second or two, but you got to flip it because you got to prepare yourself for where you're going.
Right, right.
Then they end up convicting me and giving me 27 to life.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was, I swear, bro, like I said earlier, we never we knew they had you arrested. We used to come down at 8:50, you called the hospital. Yeah. And you was always in good spirits up until that time, right? Because we knew for sure you did not do this.
Nah, I couldn't.
We knew that.
I didn't think he was gonna get convicted, but
and we never in a million years thought that you would get convicted on it. We're gonna hold pop for a few months. You know what I'm saying? You go to prelims and they're gonna drop that shit because they ain't got no case. How the hell could they get a case on a witness on you when you were not actually there? See, never in our young minds did we really think that they would get down that dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. The system, yeah, that taught me though, that system, they don't play.
It ain't built for us.
It ain't
built for us.
It ain't, they'll set you up for,
if they want you bad enough.
Best interest.
Yeah. Right.
And
because y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, but it's been like that for a minute. Cause I never forget one of the homies, he caught a case on Harbor Road. And we both did. We was standing there together. And he was young. I was an adult. He wasn't. But they had brought some police down. And I know y'all probably remember this, right? Remember the accordion buses San Francisco
yeah,
had
the
with
big
the
ones.
rubber
Yeah.
thing
The
in the middle,
15s and all
the
that.
long ones.
Take us all
Do
the way
y'all
down
remember
to the
that
wharf.
time? Because those really are RTD buses from Los Angeles.
Okay. Rough,
But
tough,
they
and
painted them.
dangerous.
Yeah.
So, do y'all remember when they got off of 101 on the top of 3rd Street and drove down 3rd and they had a bunch of white people on them and we didn't know what was going on? All we knew was these are going to be our new buses.
I don't remember.
Okay, that happened in 87 maybe, 87, maybe 88 at the latest. That was the gang task force.
Oh.
And these were militiamen. These were like reconnaissance soldiers, like ex-Marines and Navy guys for real. Remember La Prevette and what's the dude, the policeman that got busted selling secrets in the Philippines, the little short dude. Oh, I can't think of his name. Remember the white crew, the bounce out boys, and they used to be running down the hill. One of them had long hair. Huh?
Jeff partner?
Gerard.
Gerard.
Okay.
Remember him?
I thought you were talking about the one that
I
went to
forgot
school with
about
Jeff.
it, but y'all
Yeah, remember Gerard and them?
Mhm.
They was military guys. They was really brought out here to kill us. You know what I'm saying? And they was doing all type of dirt. Because I had to, I don't know if old boy want me throwing his name in there, so I ain't gonna do it. But and it's one of the cats that that you close with right now to this day. He caught a case. We was playing with our pit bulls, right?
Yeah.
And the police come down Harbor. They come running down Harbor and they grab me and dude. I see them plant the dope on him. I see them do it, right? So I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to court for you, bro, because I was standing right there. That's foul, woo, 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 right? So they get me in the courtroom while I'm testifying for him and get to running and talking about I'm a gang leader and this, that, and the third. I'm like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm not gangs. This is when we really not even consider ourselves gangs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, gangs, I'm not from Los Angeles. We don't have gangs out here. And so they been playing dirty like that. Pop. They was doing that for a long time, and we didn't think at the time that the black guys would do you like that.
But it's funny you say that Hendricks and Sanders had been officers since like the 70s or maybe early
They probably
60s.
been doing this shit.
Probably early 60s. So while I'm doing time, it's people in there that have been gone 20, 30 years on cases from them.
Right.
And when they hear my story, they like, man, them cops been dirty cops. They've been sending blacks and Mexicans to jail up in San Francisco. They've been doing that for years.
Right.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's they
Yeah,
MO.
because that was, to tell the truth, man, like I keep saying, man, that was something we didn't even imagine.
But no, that hit, to me, that hit a little harder for me. That's why I feel a certain way, about them that I would never let go because
they framed you. Took a lot of your time away from you.
Yeah, but you just the history of us all the way back to the slavery to get these positions to help your people.
Right. Right.
And then they get these positions and they came in really fucking over their people.
Yeah, they're not helping at all. They
just to build that political game, just to gain, some.
Yeah, they just trying to get some longevity in the police force so they can get some retirement jumping off.
I don't know if y'all remember this. I know you do, Meech.
Right.
The guns that was found. Remember where the Coca-Cola factory used to be?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
The train tracks used to run there, right?
Uh-huh.
So my grandmother's house was maybe 3 blocks from there.
We used to walk.
If you run through the train
from
tracks.
the train tracks to get
before
to
all
King.
that bushes and stuff.
Yeah, we
used to catch crawdads and stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so we
found a crate of guns
from there. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm. And the cold part is, police told us it was there.
Mm-hmm.
In so many words.
Yeah. Basically, dry snitching. Telling if y'all was looking for something that it was over here, and I'm like,
yeah, y'all didn't hear about the crate of guns that was found back there. So now we interested.
Yeah,
what?
So, we gonna go back there and search, and lo and behold, they were there. So basically, they telling us where we could get firearms from, so we could go out and do dirt to other people.
Yeah. Oh,
basically.
Yeah, and then think about it,
they
like
arming us.
And see, this is the thing about it. This is how you know it was a cold rig up against it. And like I said, we didn't know, man. We was all selling crack, hustling, trying to get our money, and it turned into personal grudges. And since I run with you, and you don't like this nigga, I don't like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like his homeboys. So now we got a click-on-click problem, which turned into a click-on-click, block-on-block, hood-on-hood problem.
Yeah.
Now we got a full-blown war out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
that's basically what happened.
that's basically what happened. And it was a cold rig up because they would come through. Remember, oh yeah, Sunnydale coming through. Do y'all remember the time we was we was waiting on Harbor Road for Sunnydale and Fillmore to come through, but the police was on the other end towards Ingalls, and the police was shooting in the air trying to get us to return fire back at them. They used to do some cold shit.
Yeah, they did. They had a lot to do with that shit, whether people know it or not.
Yeah, you know, and you won't think Frisco is that, you know, because Frisco ain't got that kind of name.
Nah,
they
it
do
don't.
now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you know, San Francisco didn't have that kind of name. It was like, you know, oh, they all players, you know. And,
Oh yeah, but no, even like I don't know if y'all remember Twan. Y'all remember Twan from Alamany?
Mhm.
Maurice Caldwell.
Mm.
Crenshaw set him up.
For real?
He did 20 something before he got out, you know?
Yeah, Crenshaw, yeah, he was another one.
Yeah,
You know?
Notorious.
He was another one. Max.
Notorious, yeah.
Redbeard. Yeah, them was some cold dudes, man. And like, cause
But see, I wasn't how I got missed amongst all them is because I got in the game late.
Right.
So I wouldn't and then, you know, I didn't go to juvenile, none of that.
Right.
So they never knew who I was. So I was under the radar for a long time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, cause I mean, you know, they had it out for cool.
Yeah.
Woo-wee, man.
Yeah,
they
Cool
hated.
Raul.
I thought they hated me. They hated him with a passion.
Oh yeah.
And just because his name was ringing, you know, because to tell the truth, he was more popular than dirt that he was accused of doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of things he didn't even do.
Cool Raul.
Yeah,
he's cool. Yeah.
He didn't even do. You know, he had the nice car, the Dayton's on it, the Zenith's on it, and he always had the little chicks running around. That was mainly his thing, you know, getting money and, you know, running up in the females, you know, and he was blamed for a lot of stuff he ain't even did.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I ain't gonna say how I know he didn't do it, but I know he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. We was one time we sitting up in Lakeview and chilling on the Dolphin. When the Fillmore cats came to the drive-by and somebody got shot in the leg.
Big Sam.
Yep. And remember the gang task force, that was the first time they popped up and they was talking, they was in the circle with, I don't remember, they was talking about Lil Ronnie and they didn't know Lil Ronnie was right there in his face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know, it was crazy, man. You know, so I mean, but that, you know, that was.
But the code, let me tell you, the code was to the small world because whenever that night that happened with that they convicted us on, I was with Dom and Paul Castle and Darsky and her sisters and all them down in by Darsky in them house.
Mm-hmm.
And then
on Ennis.
I forgot the street.
Gerald Ennis, one of them.
Yeah.
And
down by Kentucky.
Dom and Paul dropped me off at my grandmama's house, but then my cousin McGee walked in the door, and you know, right after, about a couple of minutes right after me, he had just got dropped off.
So he basically know you didn't have nothing to do with it.
I didn't know till years later. But guess who's the one dropped him off?
Who?
Coolie.
Wow.
Oh, for real?
So when Coolie left, I guess
that's when it happened.
I guess that's when it happened.
But y'all was both in the house.
But we was both in the house at the same time.
So that was the same night you saying that he dropped you off? I mean, dropped your cousin off. That's when the day he, you know.
Yeah, that was the same night. And then, but I didn't find that out till, you know, probably a decade later, you know. But then I get a phone call in the morning, you know, just talking to like a female or something. And they's like, that's cold. That happened with Coolie. And I'm like, what you talking about? And then somebody said he got killed last night. And I went in the room and told my cousin, Mike, man, who was Coolie? You know, he was like, my cousin jumped up real fast and wouldn't find out and it was true. Like, you know, and I never in my mind thinking, you know, they gonna try to tie me to, you know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, like, once they wrapped you up, man, like, what was your whole mindset walking them years off, man, behind the wall,
I
knowing
know that must have
goddamn
been
well
crazy.
No,
you
but
ain't did it.
You
that-
behind
you
bars
know-
for some shit you didn't do.
No, just to go back, it all goes back to, from that point when they when they said guilty, my whole mindset changed to really now, survival. You finna go to the pen, ain't no time to be, crying. And, as soon as I got they sent me straight to Quentin for the reception. But what was good for me, all the big homies, nigga, was at my door. Rodney Lewis, Richie Moe, napping them, and Waddy brother, they was all, and for them 2 months I was there, they was there every day, and the big homies, telling me what's the do's and don'ts, how to survive up in there. And I took that and they sent me straight to Pelican Bay.
Yeah,
And,
I remember that.
And for Pelican Bay, I was up in there, had to, run through that and as the best that I can to survive. But a lot of that, it was a lot of wars, but we stayed on lockdown a lot too. I ended up doing 6 years there. Then I ended up going to Solano. When I got to Solano, that it gave me access to go to the law library.
Right.
And from that law library, I got to finding out, more on my case.
Yeah,
but during this time, I'm not knowing that JJ lawyer, we both had public defenders. But JJ lawyer
was court appointed.
No, both of us was court appointed. But JJ lawyers, both our lawyers had never took a murder case to trial before. We never knew that. But JJ lawyer, it kind of ate JJ lawyer up. He was a little younger. He ended up not losing the murder case after that. He started knocking murder cases down.
The ones that represented y'all in trial.
That represented the child. So JJ lawyer ended up becoming the head of the public defender office, Jeff Adachi.
Right.
He ended up becoming the head of the public, and then he had like a little article come out on us, but it was more, with JJ, and but it was on our case. And I started seeing all that kind of different stuff and everything. And then for the team came and picked JJ case up for him. And then a firm came and picked his case up for him. And then an article from the Bay Garden came out on us. And it mostly, spoke on JJ, but it was about both of us. And the jailhouse lawyer helped me. He asked me to go get copies of that article. I ended up sending them out to, some lawyers. He typed up a letter for me. And Tony Sayre and his firm and them picked up my case. And a lady named Diana Samuelson and his firm picked up my case and came and showed me what a real lawyer supposed to be.
So what steps did they actually take to I guess to prove that the witnesses, like, okay, what I'm asking is, how did they even find out about all the fuckery that the police put into play? How did that come out?
Because by this time now, when you start dealing with the feds, and when you're dealing in the courts and the feds, and you get in district courts and all and everything, or the Supreme Courts and everything, they want everything. They want evidence. So they're gonna make you turn over everything. So by this time, now the district attorney and them have to turn over things, and they start turning over things that they withheld from us. That would have proven our innocence. Like you said, not to be bringing up certain names, but it was a female that was there that used to mess with one of the guys that that was there when the incident happened. And
we know exactly. I know exactly.
She called and told them, y'all got the wrong guys, and gave up some names.
Yeah, I remember that too, because
so
a lot of people had your back when we was trying to get you home, and there's people was coming down there telling basically what they knew about it.
Is that the time when you came back to 850 for that minute?
Nah, that was the grand jury they brought back for case. And for other an old boy case, they brung it back for that, and they try to get us, to say something like we seen them or something. Man, I ain't seen nobody. I'm cool with them.
Right.
You know, I ain't seen nobody, you know, such and such and all. Y'all brought me way down here for that.
And how long they set you down there for that?
Huh?
You was down there for a while for that,
A couple of months.
No, like 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
all.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I
you did
remember that. I
come
was
back,
like,
yeah.
we thought you was down on appeal or something like that.
Yeah. But so they ended up, anyway, so she gave up them names.
Mm-hmm.
She never turned over.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have led to something. But also where the trigger to is that the police officer picked up them 2 guys and interviewed them.
Yeah.
But they said they didn't know nothing. They ain't seen nothing. So they let them go. Well, they didn't turn over them tapes.
Okay.
That's another thing. They didn't turn over them tapes.
Right.
When they interviewed them, they kept that secret.
They kept that secret. And then they had some other recordings of other people, other 2 witnesses, some young girls and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying they never gave them a reward. And so at that time it was tapes, it wasn't CDs.
Right.
They erased all of them.
What?
Oh, for
The our lawyers got an expert.
Uh-huh.
You think they'd be erased? But they wasn't.
They can pull it back. Yeah,
so they can put
it.
sentences back together.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was about a reward that they gave to her, you know, on this case.
For identifying the people who's supposed to have did it.
And you know, so all that was the, you know,
Wow.
all evidence that was withheld from us. All that was the Brady evidence that was withheld from us.
Right.
And all that was enough for the courts to say no, to overturn our case.
Now, this is something I never asked you. Didn't somebody else admit to the murder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too, though.
One of the homeboys
Somebody
admitted
came
to the
down
murder.
there,
So
admitted to it, and they didn't do nothing to them for admitting that
how
they
the
did
hell
do
that
this.
happened?
Let them go and live the rest of their lives, right?
So remember that time when you said that, well, you had came back for something.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about it was about
Yeah.
they had their grand jury thing.
Mm-hmm.
And well, when they brought me down to interview me with my lawyers and then dude brought me back up, escorted me back up. Dude was like, the gang task force was like, I know you. He said, I know you and JJ didn't have nothing to do with that. He said, I don't know why y'all ain't saying nothing. I'm like,
they wanted y'all to tell on them.
I'm like, I don't know what you talking about. He said, I said, you right about me and JJ ain't had nothing to do with it. You know, such and such. He said, I know. Then he said his name.
Yeah.
He said, I know such and such did it.
Yeah, because you know the streets talk.
He said, I know he did it. And such and such, I know y'all didn't have nothing to do with it. He said, y'all better save y'all lives and whoop, whoop. I said, man, well,
if y'all
ain't it your job to figure this out and do what you want to do this?
Why you sitting behind bars then?
He said, it's bigger than me.
Exactly, because think about this.
He said it's bigger than me. He said they know.
Yeah.
He said they know. He said, well, you know, I hope y'all do your job on it. And he took me back, you know.
Because
back
think
into
about
the
this,
thing.
Pop. Your testimony wouldn't have meant shit because you was never there.
Yeah, you didn't see nothing.
How you gonna tell on somebody you wasn't there?
You don't know that. That's the streets talking.
That's hearsay. Well, I heard Mr. Such and Such did. You wasn't there. So at no time could you actually say that you was standing there when the trigger was pulled because you wasn't
supposedly
there.
The people who had something to do with it confessed to it, right?
Yeah, but that was later on down the line. That was later on down the line.
Did that help you get released?
That wasn't even the main key. The issues that I told you about, that got us out, but that came later on down the line. What happened with that was the gang task force officers seen the DA in the cafeteria somewhere in 850 and asked him about the case. He thought something big was going on in our case, and he thought it was what he did.
Right.
And he was like, no, let me back up. Basically, later on down the line, he picked a boy back up on a warrant. And doing that warrant, bringing him in, he broke it down to him. I know, you know why you got your homeboys in there in jail for something you did and whoop, whoop, whoop. He confessed. He confessed.
Yeah, I heard at that time that.
And then he said,
confessed to it.
He said, do you mind if we go do it official when we get to the 850 and do? So
doing that.
No, he did that. So that's where they got the video. That's where they got the tape of the video.
Damn.
So he thought the case was gonna get over was gonna break open,
Mhm.
and he thought he did a good thing, and he handed the tape to the homicide officer inspector,
And they messed it up.
and it disappeared. So months later, 6 months or a year, no, probably about 2 or 3 years later, he see the DA ask him about the case. He thinking whether the DA knew about it or not. The DA was like, I didn't know nothing about no tapes.
He lying.
The gang task force officer had another copy of it, gave it to him. So now they had to turn it over on the discovery. They had to turn it. They had to turn that over to us, and now that was another thing. But by this time, we already had filed the habeas corpus.
Right.
I read the habeas corpus. So we couldn't add that to it,
Right.
and everything. But all that was a chain reaction of everything. And then it was a fajita gate. I don't know if y'all remember the fajita gate.
Yeah.
With a off-duty officers beat up on the gay guys for the fajita gate.
Right.
Well, you remember the DA, Terrence Hallahan, arrested the chief of police and a couple other people.
Right.
Well, the guy, the off-duty officer, father was the assistant chief of police.
Yes.
That's why they didn't get arrested. But when Terrence Hallahan said, forget that, and arrested all of them, even though their cases got dismissed,
right.
The news went straight to the chief of police history, and it went straight to us.
Right.
And then it just started being a chain reaction on everything.
Right.
And
so, what happened to the police then that hid all this evidence? They didn't get penalized for what they did? They just
because
brushed that under the rug, let that shit go?
Well, Hendricks ended up, he retired. They basically retired.
Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So without, you know how they do that with the police, Mitch. They let them retire.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Without getting fired, so they can still keep their pension.
Yeah, they retirement pension.
So that's basically
what all this was about.
So that's basically what happened. When Hendricks, he retired, they had a big party for him on it.
He celebrated.
But now I ain't gonna tell you, it's just one female police officer that grew up around with JJ Brothers and them.
Mm-hmm.
And she at first, she said, she seen me and she told me the story, but she at first said she was riding with her blue, when they heard about it. And, she felt they were guilty, they was guilty. And then it started coming out, and then they had a big party for Hendricks
retirement party.
And she was then supporting, she started really speaking out on it. So she said they all went against her and everything and all that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came home and it proved that she was right and everything. And then everybody wanted to start, but to, look at her like she was, she did something right. But the pressure that they have, that even though it's right, some of them ain't gonna speak up.
Right.
And she was one of the ones that spoke up, like, that it was wrong.
They want their pension too. They want their retirement money.
Yeah,
so they ain't gonna say shit.
Because that was totally dirty, man. It was like
the
that was some of the coldest shit I did. And then the cold part, in the cold part,
they know you didn't Sanders get a $300,000
a year, huh?
A year pension.
Yeah. That's a damn shame.
Imagine how many other people you done did this shit to.
If he wouldn't have retired, when we came home, we could have
got him.
But he was smart, because remember he was playing like he was sick and all that.
Yeah.
And all that.
Remember he was, hold on, wasn't he going to court about Gate, right? Or something, he was falling out in the courtroom. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he played that role, huh?
He played that role.
Yeah.
He got about that shit.
Man, 'cause them dudes, man, they was dirty, man. So just like, what would you advise, maybe some listeners or somebody who got people that's in the same situation? Because you and Jay, man, y'all you guys you stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys get in prison, man, that could have lost focus and just gave up.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was over a decade, bro. They took 13, almost 14 years out your lives.
That's a lot of time to be gone.
It's a lot of time.
Especially for something you didn't do.
Right. And so what would you advise somebody who either is in that position or has somebody in that position? Like, what pointers or information could you go or tell them how to go about, finding redemption?
Beginning for those that may have cases, that's fighting cases, this is the time that you don't play, you take it serious, whatever little piece of penny you got in it, you invested in getting a lawyer, and you fight it, because once you get found guilty, it's the hardest thing ever to get your case overturned. You know, it could take the 20, 30 years to get your case overturned, and you could be innocent or be overcharged.
Right.
You know, now as far as, being in the inside, you got to be mentally strong.
Yeah, that shit could break you.
That shit can break you.
Yeah, for real, could.
And if you ain't mentally strong, it's just luckily, my granny, my grandfather, and my family and friends, they was my backbone. Just a 15-minute phone call,
Yeah, works wonders.
And you was young when this happened to you.
Keep you going.
You gotta stay strong.
But like the commercial, never let them see you sweat. You had to survive it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the best way you can.
Pelican Bay was, for me, when I was hearing, they sent you up there. I'm like, damn, you in the worst prison
let me tell
you could ever be in.
Man,
shoe program, nigga. 23 hours lockdown, all that shit.
Oh, let me tell you a story with that, and then the Pelican Bay. I was young, in the game, so I ain't know who's who, big, and I was up in there with Harry O.
From Death Row?
From Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
But, but out and they was praising him like he was God up in there. Especially all the Crips.
Yeah.
And but
Southern Cali cat.
But in our building, it's three sections, and broken up. And one of the sections, I was cool with one of the OGs that was next door to me. That was cool with Harry O. They used to always show the pictures of his wife and all that bad. I didn't, know who he was. But then one day he came over and was like, man, Harry O said, man, if you need anything, you need something, man, don't be afraid to ask. You got your back. He said one of your homeboys is his homeboy. And I didn't even know how he knew.
Right.
That I knew that he knew that, that we was homeboys. And from that point, they showed love for me.
Right.
And JB.
Yeah. We know him. Yeah.
Yeah, cause y'all was in the county. You and JB was in the county.
Yeah.
So we used to come see both of y'all at the same time.
Yeah. Because they didn't have him at the Fed thing. They had him seventh floor. Y'all both seventh floor.
Yeah. Cause I ain't never did 13 years. The longest I've been gone was a couple years. But what you're saying, I can definitely relate to that, because you live for those phone calls. You live for those visits and those envelopes and packages. That's how you do your time. To keep your nose clean so you can receive these things, man, because it's so easy to get, because like when we got busted, right, we pulled some strings, and of course we went to the same, we were Sally's and Quentin. We went to Susanville together.
That's odd, but it's true.
And then I flipped out when we finally got our points down and hit fire camp. I flipped out and they separated us.
Right? The last 6 months?
Last 6 months, yeah. They separated us, right? But everybody was wondering, how the hell y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and, they separated us after maybe a few days. In Susanville, they put us on different yards. Like,
they wasn't going for that.
Like, no, y'all ain't finna be on the same yard.
Don was up there with us.
Yeah, Don was up there.
Yeah, he was up in Susanville's house with us. Yeah, but they switched me. Well, they switched Dub to the different yard. They kept me, but they didn't want us to be together because we controlling shit. It's the two brothers, because it was a big difference when we got two real brothers on the yard together, and then I didn't know it was that many Frisco cats up there at the time. We hit the yard, everybody from Frisco started coming outside. It was a big difference then.
It was crazy.
There's people from everywhere: Sunnydale, Fillmore, Army Street, Petrail here. Everybody, because it's the Frisco car. I mean, they were saying like before we got there, Frisco, they wasn't coming outside. They wasn't doing this. They wasn't doing that. But when me and Dove came, because they know we real brothers.
Yeah.
So yo, real brother on the same yard with you. We controlling a lot of shit.
Because the cats from Oakland and LA was like, man, who was y'all, man?
Yeah, they knew we had to
I'm
be
like, man,
somebody.
what you mean, man? I introduced myself already, right? And they're like, no, not like that, but
because they went
man,
outside.
we
till
didn't know
came.
that many Frisco dudes up here till
Man,
y'all
they
hit
wouldn't
the
come
yard.
outside. Yeah, they wasn't coming outside.
They say Dub and
yeah,
Meech up here, man. Everybody out now, like
We
you
had
know what I'm saying.
like a 30 piece out there now.
so you
You
know,
tell everybody from Frisco now.
yeah. So and it's easy to
yeah,
get swallowed up, man. You know, in the politics, and
Yeah,
you know, you
'cause-
came home, you ain't joined no prison gangs,
Exactly,
and
yeah.
none of that. You know,
Nah.
Yeah, like I said, Dub was saying, they was trying to get us to say come home, and
Man,
I did too much on the streets.
It was already too much.
Join the prison gang.
Bayview Hunters Point.
yeah, that's what we said.
ain't-
And man, you know, we from the point, man. That's
you ain't
big
but,
enough.
but shit, you know, and
I didn't join none of the
ain't-
letters
ain't
or the
no-
numbers or none of that.
ain't
shit.
no jump ins and all that. You know, you can do what you want to do. You
Right,
know,
right.
Yeah,
we just had each other back. You know,
That's
just
it.
on the strength.
Just on the strength, you know.
But but I ain't gonna lie to all of Frisco, wherever I was at, was all solid. That kind of changed my, you know,
outlook on
you know, stop being so hard on, you know, like, you know, gang banging.
right.
Yeah,
right.
that how it was when we was out there too. 'cause
And, you know,
you
but
gotta let that shit go.
but I
you all
started
Frisco right
no,
now.
you know, cats from, you know, from enemy turfs was showing more love to me than, you know, some
Than
of
the
my
homies.
some of my homies.
Yeah,
you know,
'cause you probably ain't never did nothing to them personally.
Yeah.
So they can't really have no animosity towards you because you ain't really did nothing personally to them.
So it just showed me
You just
that,
from the
you
other
know,
side of town. That's it.
I'm respect the real to the real, you
Right,
know.
right. Yeah, yeah.
You real with me, I'm real with you.
Right.
So
Right. That's what it brings out. You know, and then in those environments, you kind of see who fake and who ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like some cats be like, man, we gonna drop all this old hood shit that we was going through because we outnumbered by the Crips, or we outnumbered by Oakland, or we outnumbered by the Bloods,
Southern Mexicans,
by the Southern Mexicans,
who hate us
the
back then.
Peckerwoods, you know, and all of
Oh
that.
my
You know,
God,
we
the Peckerwoods.
so you know, you have to kind of like come together on a unified front, you know, to watch each other's back, or you gonna fall.
yeah, oh, definitely.
You know?
Yeah, because Susanville was a white people ran prison.
Yeah, and that Pelican Bay too.
Pelican
I
Bay
heard they
too.
sent us up to
That was
Susanville
Pelican
because
Bay
they
was
thought
brand new.
they thought we was tough. We had attitude, so they was trying to break us mentally by sending us up to Susanville, and they reversed on them because we went up there and started running shit. So I mean, hey,
Yeah, they didn't like that.
nah.
So what's up with the book here, man?
Well, this a book, you know. Well, let me back up.
Okay, yeah, I see the book.
Because you didn't ask me, but I'm part of this program called the Innocence Project.
That's
I heard
good.
of
called,
that.
you know, and the branch out in Northern California called the Northern California Innocence Project, based out of Santa Clara University.
Okay.
And so it's a bunch of us exonerees that they done got home, you know, from 5 years to 40 years that somebody had been home within California.
Yeah, that's good because I bet you it's a lot of people that's been in just up there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Wrongly convicted and shit like that.
So what some of the lawyers did was they took 10 of us, and you know, it's all short stories, 10 exonerees, and we all tell our stories. And you know, the book called Pruno.
So your story is in this book?
My story in this book.
Okay.
Okay, right. So
That's
yeah.
supposed to be some good reading right there. Then,
Right,
man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a little. It ain't my whole story, but it's a short story, basically breaking it down.
Okay.
You know, on some of the stuff, and then you got one of my cousins, McGee, telling, you know, some of his effect of the family.
So
Right,
how could we find the book? On what platform? is it on?
Amazon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So you know, since you've been home, ooh, you've been home a good
A
time.
little while now.
20,
Yeah,
20,
about 20
like
years.
21.
Yeah,
So-
that's good.
Now, this is what I want to ask you, right? We probably never had this conversation. Maybe we have, but I don't think so. When you came home, man, streets was totally different.
Ooh,
Totally.
most even that short period of time, they was different.
The
Well, not
property
short.
lines.
Not
I
short.
already know what you're gonna ask. Keep going.
what I'm better.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Tub ain't gonna change.
yes, but so what did you think about this when you came home? Like the way everything had changed up.
What you mean? Our hood or the
Yeah,
whole
No, I know.
city?
Yeah, no, he
our,
talking.
our
yeah,
hood.
Yeah,
Our
he
hood,
talking
yeah.
about,
Our
talking about
hood.
our neighborhood.
Yeah, he talking
That's
about
why I
our
said I
hood.
know where Dub was
You
going.
know,
what
because-
Dub he was getting at.
Because
when
it
you
wasn't
left-
like that though.
Go ahead, Mitch.
When we was young, you know how we used to could walk from our house, the Sunni house, through the cuts, and we got the dogs and the strap. It wasn't no problem with nothing. We be in West Point, we be in Harbor, we would be in Oakdale, we be on Kirkwood, we be on 3rd Street, we be on Ruelle, we be everywhere. When you came home, it wasn't like that no more.
Yeah, basically when I came home, you know, I felt like the sacrifices that I took was like, you know,
For nothing.
for
For
nothing.
nothing.
But on the flip side, you got to adapt to time,
Yeah.
and this with the time of you know of what it is. It ain't like it's something that I'm trying to come out here and get back out in the street
Right.
and try to change. You know,
Right.
you got to go what it is. Even I see the little homie. I was like, certain parts are cool with certain parts. A film mode, certain parts
Cool
are
with
cool
Sunny
with
there.
a Sunny there.
Yeah.
You know, such and such and all that. And then I'm one of the OGs that's cool with all the youngsters in the whole in all the city.
Every set.
But
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
but going to our neighborhood, everybody respected me enough to not push me into picking sides.
Right.
You know,
Well,
with everybody.
and-
You know,
yeah.
and I wasn't picking sides because I feel like everybody from every turf was, you know, was
That's
my
a loved one.
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
ones.
Right.
And then when I look like a fool, wasn't even part of my beef to
Right.
be getting out,
Right.
you know, getting in other people's beefs and all that, such and such and all that. So I'm out here
'cause,
living, you know,
like
shit.
how we used to hang and like remember when the earthquake hit? Remember the earthquake? You know how much unity we had in the point back then?
Yeah.
When the earthquake hit, I remember you that night.
No, but see
I remember everything that was going on that
they
night.
don't what they don't know what they couldn't even imagine it the way the game is now and how it looks it and how people all clicked up
Yeah.
and separated.
Yeah.
People wouldn't imagine that if something happened to one of us in Hunter's Point, how many people
Was
was
Yeah,
coming.
it was different.
I'm talking
Very
about
different.
40 to 50 to 60
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
Every
coming
turf.
from every turf
Every turf.
that was coming to
About 10, 15 cats from every
Yeah,
block
but,
was
but
coming.
now they
was
don't give a
coming.
damn because it didn't happen on their block.
Right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I don't
that's
fuck with
just what I
him,
wanted
and
to hear from you,
he ain't
because
cool.
I say that a lot, right? Just what you said. The sacrifice you made. You know, you gave up 13 or almost 14 years of your life on a murder you didn't commit just because you was down for the hood. In that time that you was gone, we had gotten into so much shit that not on top of the shit you know about when you was out, but shit that we was doing after you was gone in name of the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in name of Shoreview or Dub and Meach no, this was
Hunters Point.
from Evans Street to Ingerson and everything in between. We with you because that was the 94124. That was our zip code. We was riding for that, you know. And I'm not saying this to belittle the other neighborhoods in San Francisco because y'all got your own thing too. But I'm speaking on what I know, and it hurts sometimes, man, to see that happen because, especially now that we older, right? Because these are our friends' kids getting killed out here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
These are our friends' kids.
And it was most
People
definitely
that we
not like that.
loved. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
think about it, Pop. We was always the crew, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loved us. Everybody loved us because, you know, they knew if we somewhere with them niggas gonna get down. They got us.
We ain't gonna let nothing happen.
We ain't gonna let nothing happen to you.
You safe.
And we was getting money, we having fun, you know, we was always the live guys, you know what I'm saying? We was always the live wires, and you know, Dub always walk around, he ready to get on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Pop having fun, and you know, Meech doing what his brother doing. He ride with his brother. That's how we got out, you know what I'm saying? So people loved us and respected us for that. But come on, Papa used to get up in the morning and ride through the hood and collect bags of weed from every block. For free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of love we
They
had.
just dropping it off because they
that's
got
just
love.
the kind of love.
They got love for us.
And that
We ain't gotta
love
spend
is
no money on nothing.
gone, bro. Like, to see, like, okay, say if you had a son and I had a son and they were still in the neighborhood, but they was on different blocks. No matter how close we was, our sons might be funking.
Yeah.
We would have to step, and that's what's fucked up is because
and you might not could do nothing about
the
it. though.
fathers ain't stepping in.
No.
Come on, that's my nigga son.
Yeah.
Nigga, what you mean?
Because they could have dead ass that shit.
Me and his dad used to whoop.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga. And you stopped it, you nip that shit in the bud before blood is drawn. Because once blood is drawn or a gun is fired, ain't no going back.
But yeah, no, I try to intervene, when I can,
Right.
On them situations. Because a lot of times, like you said, it be close. Then,
these is the people we went to school with, and now they kids is banging. But this was my homeboy since I was at Charles, Drew, Pelton, Mac, or wherever, and now
killing
your
each
kids,
other,
it's killing each other.
But that's everywhere.
It is now,
It is.
but
that's every. I'm talking in
no,
the whole
it
United
wasn't
States.
accepted though. It wasn't accepted. But I mean,
it's
a
all
whole new world,
just
a whole
like
new generation.
you like Chicago, they tore down all the high, all the projects, and that some of them families had to move over to the enemy part, and such.
So now they had to form a clique over
now
there.
they in West Chicago, but
Right.
they from South Side.
Yeah.
They got
kind of same thing over here.
Exactly.
Because that's the whole moral to this story, everybody, is that this man gave up over a decade of his life. My life could have been taken 100 times.
Yeah.
The shit that we was doing. You know what I'm saying? I could have lost my brother. He could have lost me. We could have both been lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time.
Everything does happen for a reason.
And
we here right
for
now
our
to
neighborhood,
testify.
man, it's like, it's all for nothing now.
I mean,
it's all for
you
nothing.
could say it's for
yeah,
nothing, but it's for some, because it's a whole different world than what we grew up in. Like I can't raise my kids with the values and the outlook that I had, because it's a different world. I can't tell them the shit that I was taught growing up, because it's different right now. They in a whole different society as what I grew up. It's different, man. To just tell them to do what I was doing and this and that.
Yeah,
and
but you got to. But it's all with society. But they also then took a lot of stuff from us too. Like we had multiple parks.
That's what I'm saying. It's different.
We had multiple parks in the neighborhood that we can all go to.
Exactly. Everybody will meet up at the big park, or we had Martin Luther King. It really ain't no drama. Now you go throw something at the big park. Well, they ain't even really got in the big park like they used to. It'll be drama. Martin Luther King. It'll be something happening right there. We used to have the concerts down there and all type of little shit.
We had
down
HP Jam. We had Youngblood Coleman.
Right.
We had Joe
Lee.
We had Gilman.
Right.
Yeah, we did. We had all
We
that.
had Martin Luther King.
Right.
We had Portler.
But see, the thing...
what's the one? Jedi Smith?
Yeah.
At the top?
At the top.
Yeah.
And we had Silver Terry.
Right.
All
and
that,
see,
yeah.
and the thing
We ain't
about
got
it
that shit
is
no more.
like...
It been taken from us.
Soccer.
We did what we did not to destroy other people's communities or reign supreme or nothing. We did that to protect.
No, we protected
I
our
thought we
neighborhood.
was
protected
protect our neighborhood.
Uplifting our own community.
That's what we thought we was doing.
Yeah.
We really
Exactly.
thought that's what we were doing, was we gonna protect this neighborhood so our mothers could go to Super safe without the enemy sliding through
I
and
was
all
just
that.
saying that we used to go to every turf. I don't know, not one turf that I ain't played in as a little kid. From West Point to Harbor, Oakdale, Ruelle, with Kirkwood, Deborah, Hollister, man. Could I keep going? Did I miss a few?
Yeah.
But I done been to all of them, and I done had people that I really fucked with at all them turfs at this point. Now ain't nobody doing that. It's a rarity if you could do that right now, man. I don't see nobody really could be able to do that, because it's gonna be a problem with somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
But I used to, like I say, I walk down or walk my pit bull down to Ruelle and Cashmere. I fuck with CB and RC and all them. Or I go to West Point. Or I go down to Harbor Road. I go to Oakdale. I used to be able to go everywhere. It wasn't no problem.
The neighborhood ain't like how.
Nah, it ain't
how
like
it
that.
used to
I
be.
mean, but did it trip you out when you came home and saw that shit?
Yeah.
It tripped me out to see how it progressed to the point to what it was, because
It tripped me out.
that inner turf beef, that's what started
I
it.
ain't gonna lie to you, but man, I'm happy coming out of that situation.
Right.
Man, I'm happy to
You
be
ain't looking
here.
back.
I ain't got time to be. I'm out here enjoying life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially we older now, and we feel good, but like our homeboy Charville, like young,
Right.
passing away,
Yeah.
We got more time behind us than we got ahead of us.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
understand
enjoying.
that, too.
I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah. Every second you get,
I ain't made a baby yet.
That you know about.
No, I ain't got no kids.
Yeah, whatever. Nigga.
That you
you,
know about.
you might got a couple sliding around somewhere.
I got
We're gonna see a little big head motherfucker look just like, yeah, man, that's Pop Kid.
doing the running man and shit.
But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Hey, but yeah, I hear you though, man, because especially if anybody deserve to come out and enjoy their life, is you, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
because like I said, man, there's nothing worse. You know, we always say free this nigga, free that nigga. Most
But
times,
wrongly convicted?
most times the nigga done did this
Yeah,
shit.
wrongly
right?
convicted.
You know, we just talking that shit just to be
That's my nigga. Free him.
just to be defiant. Remember, free such and such. This nigga done killed 8 people. We hollering free this nigga.
And we
You
know he
what I'm
done did
saying?
We know he done did
You
this.
know he done did this
But
shit.
I know you didn't do that. I mean, I ain't gonna say what I know you did, you know, because
You know, but
hey,
you didn't do that.
then I might gotta implicate me in some shit too.
But you didn't do
I
that.
know you didn't do that one.
You didn't do that.
I know you didn't do that.
That's what mattered.
I knew you didn't do that when they arrested you. I knew you didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean
That always fucked with me, man. When I got to talk to you, when you used to call me and I got to tell you what's going on and shit. And I'm like thinking you coming home, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, you in jail. They got you on some bullshit.
I didn't.
And
think
I know
that.
bullshit stuck. Nah, I mean, I
swear to
did
God,
kind of like,
little
you
bro,
know,
I
I
didn't
talk to
think
you all
that.
the time when you was gone. You know that.
I
but
just knew you was gonna beat this. I was like, man, ain't
did.
no way on fucking earth.
I did.
How the
Shit,
fuck
I
they
ain't
gonna
see
get
it.
this nigga on
I
a
did.
murder? He
Shit,
didn't.
I
He wasn't
mean,
even there.
But I pushed myself to the point that I thought I was going back to court because I was, you know, like I said, I had never had been in jail, so I really didn't know the system.
Right.
But I made
System is bullshit.
and then I got fucked over by some, you know, a few lawyers and fucked my
Yeah.
family over, you know, to a few dollars. And so I said to myself, when I get in this courtroom, they ain't gonna speak over my head no more. I'm gonna know. So I was waiting for that day to happen.
Right.
But they happened to, you know, they released JJ on the Friday, and I didn't find out till like at 4 p.m. So you know the courts is closed by that time. So I had to wait.
you had to wait. The
I had to wait
weekend?
till Monday, and I didn't even realize
fucked
this
up.
after all these years. Even JJ had to tell me this. That Monday was Labor Day,
So you gotta wait till
Oh.
Tuesday now.
so I had to wait till Tuesday.
Cause you was on not Underwood, Van Dyke when you came home, right?
Huh?
What house did we all meet you at when you came home? Was that on Van Dyke?
Oh, no,
or
Van
Underwood?
Dyke. That's my cousin house.
Is that Van Dyke,
Yeah,
right?
Van Dyke. Yeah, that was my cousin Jason house.
Right.
Yeah.
Devil got good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got good memory.
got good
right?
memory. Popping
But
it.
Charbel, but I ain't gonna lie, Charbel was there when I went to jail. And Charbel, he came when I walked me out of prison. Him and Mike Bryan was at the gate with,
For real?
with my lawyers. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Right. Caesar Bell, rest in peace,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Good
Solid
dude,
one.
man.
You know, he
Very
was
good
solid
dude.
for us,
Bell
man.
Ski.
Bell Ski, man. We loved him. You know, but yeah, man. So, you know, but it's, you know, it's good that you got redemption. It's time you can't get back. But you know, hey.
Oh yeah, but my thing of it is though, you know, but I'm pushing, you know, with the system that, you know, we with the Innocence Project, you know, we're trying to get, you know, people cases overturned, you know, as much as we can, you know, if you know you know, a lot of people off the life sentences, you know. But you know, keep sending them letters in to the Northern California Innocence Project, you know, just give them your story, break it down to them, you know, and you might get your case picked up.
You know the website and got a phone number for people
No,
listening?
Northern California Innocence Project.
Okay.
You know, NCIP.
Okay.
You know, and you know, the .com, it'll come right up.
It'll come once you type it in the search engine.
Well, yeah, thanks for letting the people know.
Yeah, let them know, man, because you know
I know there's a lot of people
it's
out there.
thousands, maybe even millions of brothers that's in the same situation all across the country.
Wrongfully incarcerated.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
They
for
ain't
sure.
stopped. They ain't stopped doing that
You know?
shit.
Oh yeah, you know, we got the brothers,
That's
sisters
it.
all around. You
Right.
know?
They just doing that to get their pension.
And see,
their
that's
retirement.
and that's one of
Destroying
the
lives
main
for their
goals.
pension.
One of the main goals of us, this interview, this podcast today, is to give people who maybe, because you know they got tablets and shit and laptops and
Yeah, they do
prison
now.
right?
They
Yeah.
didn't have them whiz there, but now they got access to the internet.
So people who may be watching this, you know, this is an inspiration to y'all. You know, no matter how long they give you, how long you've been down, man. If you know you wrongfully convicted, don't give up.
Yeah, keep
man.
fighting
You
that
gotta
fight.
stay fighting.
Don't ever give up. Keep
you know,
fighting.
This man fought 13, 14 years for his freedom and he got it. You know, it wasn't expeditious or nothing like that. It was a long, hard road. You know, it cost a lot of money, a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood behind it.
A lot of support.
A lot of support, but he's back. So, you know, y'all stay strong out there, man, and fight for your right, man. You know, because as long as you one of us, man, they gonna try to do anything to you, man. You're just a number to them.
Yeah, for real. Like I said, they just doing that for retirement, for their pension. They put us in jail, lock us up forever, so they can get a bunch of people on their caseload and looking like they did something good and retire with their money.
Or the promotion, that's why I'm not a big fan of Camilla Harris, the DA that convicted us and our case got overturned on. She ended up promoting him to be the district attorney of homicide.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this happened years ago.
Well, but a lot of my folks don't like her. Never did like her though, but she did some stuff, plus did a lot of stuff.
Like she saved the little homie.
The only thing I can say, she didn't get a little homie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She took off the death penalty, right?
That's.
But yeah, we
she sent hella people into jail
for longer periods of time than they should have been there.
Like
the only good thing she did
that
Jamal True.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, him. Jamal True Love.
Yeah, but the only good thing she really did was take off the death penalty for the young homie. That's it. But she gave people stretches that they didn't deserve, extra amounts of time and shit like that. But,
and it's fucked up that a life could be that meaningless. Because think about this, right? You was hella young, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Like, how could you fuck a young man's life off like that?
Yeah, that's like you said now. You probably ain't got no kids today because that was your time when we was making babies and shit.
That was my time.
I know damn well you would have had a kid.
Hey, that ain't you gotta
you
realize.
You fucking with me every day. I know you
gotta realize
I know you'd have made a baby.
You just was having a baby and you just made me Godfather.
Yeah, I know. I just
before I went to jail.
Just born. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you would have made a baby because we rocked with each other all the time. Yeah. I know you would have called.
As a matter of fact, she wasn't even born when you got arrested.
No, not yet.
No,
right
she was in the womb.
Yeah, in the womb. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. My baby
Damn.
girl. Shout out to Demisha.
Yeah. Shout out to me.
Yeah, shout out to baby girl.
But yeah, that's man. But like I said, man, you prevailed. Whichever religion, God, or whatever people believe in, came through for y'all, brought y'all through, man. Because a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't, man. And thank God, you putting your energy into this, the Innocence Project to help people out like yourself, man. That's a noble thing because a lot of motherfuckers, they get out and be like, fuck the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At least you is trying to get back.
But yeah, but now I look at it like if you had that attitude, you letting them win.
Right.
Like because you throwing them off of your track. I try not to move like that. Even in prison, I tried not to move like that. A lot of cats thought I was going home the next day, the way I was moving. Like, a lot of didn't know I had a life sentence.
Right.
Because, I ain't never, like you said, never let them see you sweat.
Right. Right.
Never let them what you go through.
So did you feel that one day you was going to always come home, though?
I knew I was coming home.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't coming home through the parole board.
Yeah.
Because through the parole board, one thing, they want you to admit
that you
to your crime.
To admit to your crime, and then they want you to have sympathy for the victim. If I don't know nothing about the victim and I ain't do it, so I was never going into the board. I didn't get a chance because 27 life, 25 life, you don't go to the board till like 18, 20 years.
Yeah, so you didn't never have no second trial, nothing, huh?
No. So I never had it. No, they walked us straight out of prison and the DA wasn't going to charge us again. He took us to court and exonerated us.
No, I'm just saying, but you could have appealed it and got another trial, though, right?
That's basically the appeal. When they overturn your case, the district attorney has the option to
refile,
release you straight out of prison, or they can bring you back to the county, and they have a certain amount of time to retry you.
Yeah.
Or bargain you and offer you a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And with us, the district attorney was like, "Nah,
let them go.
Let them go."
That's good.
That's good. Well, at least somebody was.
They seen that they was wrong, and then they let y'all go. They didn't try to fight it no more. But there was so much scandalous shit to get you arrested, though. They should have, for real.
Oh yeah,
you should have been when it got home, maybe a year at the most, till they found out the facts of the case.
But then they so dirty. A lot of people don't even know that they. We had two different compensations. We got the silver suit against the city and the police department, but the state is separate, and the state denied us.
How?
They denied. You know, once you get exonerated, you think it would be a simple road to
I would think so.
Getting the money, but they took us to a mini trial. We had to go to Sacramento, and they said that we didn't prove our innocence, but we got the paper that said the DA just said we exonerated,
Right.
and the judge, they changed judge on us the week before. Our lawyers had went out there a week or two before that and brushed the judge on everything, and a week before we supposed to do the hearing, they changed the judge. So the judge coming up in there really don't even know what the case is, and they had it against them. They denied me and JJ on that. Then we had to wait 6-7 more years and settled out with our civil case.
Well, y'all, we're gonna wrap this one up, and thank you, Soda Pop, for coming through
thank you,
and
bro. I appreciate you,
blessing
man.
us with your presence and
Telling
sharing your
everybody about your
story with us,
story,
man.
man.
And one more time, man, give people the information about the Innocence Project and where they can go, and info about the book.
Oh yeah, you can get the book at Amazon and Northern California Innocence Project. You can just look that up, and you can send them any letters, anybody that might be you feel like innocent, and they'll look over the case and see if it's worth it, them picking up the case.
All right, y'all. This is another episode 3, Point Makers Podcast. Darren Davis,
Demetrius Davis,
and with our special guest, Soda Pop, Antoine Goff. We out of here, man. Love y'all. Everybody be smooth.